If you desire to walk in alignment with your purpose, to live a life of joy, abundance, and fulfillment, you've come to the right place. This is Sarah Locke, and welcome to Purpose Unlocked. Hello, everyone. Today we're talking about a topic that is extremely important to me, so much so that I include a whole section on it in the course that I've created, and that is forgiveness. And the reason that forgiveness is so important is because it could be one of the things that's holding you back from healing, from realizing your potential, and walking in the freedom that you deserve. One of the reasons that it is really important to me is also because it's something that I've had to do and work on a lot in my life. So today I want to discuss the why and the how. So why do we want to forgive people in the first place? And how do we go about doing it if we feel like we just can't?
Why is it important to forgive?
Well, one of the things that I had heard, I'm sure this is a famous quote and I don't know who said it, but that unforgiveness is like drinking poison, hoping the other person dies. So, unforgiveness, living in that bitterness, it doesn't affect them. It only affects you. So, it's like drinking this poison that you have to deal with all the time, but that person's not even thinking about it. They may not have even realized that they've wronged you. They might have forgotten about it. They might hold resentment because you haven't forgiven each other. Whatever the situation is, it really doesn't matter. What they think of the situation, how they feel, is not your problem. So you want to forgive for yourself, not for them. So it's not that you forgiving them completely absolves them of what they did. It doesn't mean that your feelings aren't valid. It doesn't mean that what they did was okay. And I think that that's what a lot of people don't understand about forgiveness is forgiving someone doesn't mean what they did was okay. It doesn't excuse what they did to you. And the other thing, forgiveness does not require an apology. They don't have to say that they're sorry. They don't even have to be sorry. They don't have to think about it ever again in order for you to forgive them because you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for the other person.
How do you forgive someone, especially when they don't apologize, like you're saying?
Well, one of the tools that I teach people, and there's multiple ways to begin. You can begin with visualization techniques. You can begin with writing out clearly or journaling how they wronged you and not going on and on about you made me feel this way, but more so writing it out as if you were reading something in court saying, this is how you wronged me. So that it's stated and you're clear, but you're not putting all of this emotion into like you're the worst and I hate you. You don't want to say it like that. You just want to say like this is how I was wronged. And then what I have done repeatedly is I'll write a letter to that person. Let me clarify. You do not send the letter. This person is never going to read the letter. If that is your prerogative, that's totally up to you. But for me, it's simply a practice of forgiveness is writing out the letter, and then you can keep it, you can burn it, you can drown it, chop it up and flush it down the toilet, whatever makes you feel better, whatever you feel like is going to release you of that bitterness. So burning it is a fun option as long as you're doing it safely, you know, be safe about the burning of the paper. But I have personally had to write a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of letters of forgiveness, but I've written at least two really long and meaningful ones. And I'll open up a little bit about that. So the first one that I wrote, and I guess I didn't even realize that this was a forgiveness tool or a forgiveness tactic or technique the first time that I did it. It was just something that I felt like I had to do to get out my emotions and everything that I was feeling. And that was, I wrote a really, 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 really long letter to my ex-husband. And it wasn't a hateful letter. it was it was it was more it was actually sorry, I'm getting emotional, but it was actually a really long time ago that I wrote it. But I remember saying like, so it was kind of just acknowledging the good times that we did have, and saying like, I forgive you for how things ended because I know that it wasn't your fault. So anyway, sorry for getting emotional. It's actually, I didn't even realize how much it still upsets me and can actually still bring up emotion. And actually, that can lead us into the next piece of forgiveness. I think a lot of people misunderstand that once you forgive someone, like it's done and over. Like now I'm good. Now I'm free. I wrote the letter, I burned it, I did whatever, and now I should just be free and clear and not let it upset me anymore. And clearly, that is not the case. um, while I do feel like I have completely forgiven him, it's obviously something that still makes me emotional, and that's okay because we're human. You might be in a situation where you wrote the letter and you still feel a ton of bitterness, and you might have to forgive this person on a daily basis. If that's too much, that's okay too. Forgive them on a weekly basis or a monthly basis or however often or long it takes for you to get rid of that hate that's in your heart. Because again, this is about healing you. It's all of this is work for you. It's not for them. So don't be mad at yourself when you still get emotional about someone who you feel wronged you. Don't get upset at yourself when you feel like you can't forgive them as fast as you would like to. It could take weeks, it could take months, or in my case, it could take years. It could take years and you could still not be completely over it, but keep trying because I promise it's worth it. And I promise it's really free.
Well, it does sound that the method you fell into was very therapeutic for you. Is there anybody else that you had to forgive?
Yes, I feel like that's the most obvious and big thing that happened in my life where I had to forgive someone. But we can also all be holding trauma or holding something that happened to us in childhood that we don't even realize how much it's affecting us in adulthood. So I would also invite you to look back at your childhood and figure out, was there a situation that someone said something and it really changed me, or it changed the way that I look at myself, or it changed the way that I look at the world around me, because I think that we all have those instances in childhood and they can stick with us, and it's so deep and it's formed almost like what is a part of what we feel like is our personality or view of the world, and we don't even realize that we can overcome that and we can heal from that. So for me, that was actually a situation that happened with a relative. And when I realized that it was something that she had said that was holding me back and actually causing a great deal of body dysmorphia that I suffered with my entire life, I actually, to the point where I just thought that body dysmorphia was part of like having hormones. Like, oh, it's just part of, your cycle. It has nothing to do with anything besides that. Obviously, I can't heal from it if it's just my hormones, right? And it turns out that no, it stemmed back from someone when I was really little calling me fat. And I realized that I had to write her a letter of forgiveness. And let me be clear, I was never a fat little kid. But even if I was, that's not what you should say to little girls. Okay, so let's just all agree that we're gonna break the cycle of body shaming in our children. And yeah, so besides the point. But I realized that I had to write her a letter of forgiveness because, and I didn't want to. Like when I realized I had to do it, I cried. And I was like, no. Like, first of all, she was dead. So I'm like, whatever, let bygones be bygones. And um, secondly, like I was like, this person doesn't deserve a single second more of my time. They don't deserve me thinking about them. They don't deserve that recognition. They don't deserve that power over my life. And that's when I realized I was like, oh shoot, I do actually have to write the letter because this person is long gone and they still have had such a big impact on the way that I see myself. And that's so sad. In writing that letter and in saying that I forgive this person, it was really freeing. And did I wake up the next morning and feel like, oh yeah, my body dysmorphia is completely gone and I'm great now? No, like you have to relearn how to love yourself and how to, like, you've just released something so big, this really huge weight that has been with you for your entire life. And now you have to relearn how to love yourself or how to view the world or however it is that this forgiveness has changed you now. You have to relearn that. That's okay. And like I said, you might have to keep forgiving that person. You might have to keep reminding yourself, like, you're not fat, your body's fine. Like, you're loved and you're great. And you are not your body. You are not your accomplishments. So you have to almost reteach yourself your value. If you're here and you're still listening, I hope that I can trust you with my vulnerability and I appreciate you listening. And I hope that this helps you. I promise it is not for them, it is for you. And it will be so beneficial and so freeing.
No, thank you for sharing. No, it definitely, there are a few letters I definitely have to write. And um, no, thank you for being vulnerable. I know that this is going to help a lot of people.
Thank you, Paige.
I love you.
Love you too. Or the
No, no, I can't with that one. No, absolutely not. This is how you do a hand heart. This is how you do a hand heart.
I'm cool now.
No.
I'm so trendy.
Thank you for the precious gift of your time. If you found this helpful, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share with someone you love. Until next time, count your blessings, love yourself, and stay fabulous.